let's do this.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And now out comes Houston. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys,
Hey, Lamar Miller picks up 9.
just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Second down now after the pass completion. The play clock's running down. On second down, here's Miller. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Give him
Hey, we got the first.
And a fresh set of downs.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. Well, I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Oh, my bad.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They keep it with Miller on first down. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature.
Throw it away. Oh, my.
And the Titans able to bring him down. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
7 sacks is crazy.
You go 5 wide like they just did there, you can't really max protect, can you?
No, you cannot. What you're hoping is that by going 5 wide, you're forcing the defense into coverage. And if you do that, you get a chance to find some people downfield. But if they audible themselves and go into a blitz, then it's got to happen right now.
Or
very
lights
quickly,
out.
Or exactly right. Turn them out. That play's over.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. They'll need to get the play off quickly. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32.
All right.
The Titans offense gears up for their first possession of the second half.
Isn't Sedarius Granville hurt? He ruptured his disc.
We talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical.
Oh, Beecham. That's a tackle for loss right there.
But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done. All right, I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. 5 yards on the pickup, and the Titans are going to have a first.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, Bears.
Confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did. Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
They're just getting everything right now.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Thank you,
Some
Clowny.
good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And he's back here in the struggle department in this one like he was a week ago. And, partner, I think you can pin some of this on that O-line. The room to run just not there.
You mentioned last week that it
Oh,
felt
my
like
God.
the offensive line was getting beaten to the punch by the guys across the ball.
It was
from them.
pretty evident, I thought.
I mean, they were off the ball fast, penetrating, getting into the offensive backfield, really spilling a lot of runs before they got started. So I thought your observation was spot on then, and you're right there again this week. Same thing is happening.
Oh, thank
Not
God,
able
J.J.
to
Watt
get
got there.
started because they're not able to control the point of attack.
So out comes a field goal team now for the
Please
second
miss it,
time
please
here
miss it.
today. On the left hash, officially, it's called a 51-yard attempt.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
They begin with a run by Miller. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Oh,
He's
shit.
gonna air one out. This
Oh,
is
he caught him.
in. It's complete. A gain of 35 that time. And it's good enough for a Houston first down.
Remember how much we enjoyed watching him last week?
It's the same thing this week. Look at those numbers.
I'd hate to be a defender right now, because no matter what they're throwing at him in terms of coverages, he's finding ways to defeat it. And even when
Hopkins.
he's covered, he's not covered. Hey, what is he doing? What's that term they use? He's uncovering and making big catches. Really fun to watch. The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
They'll look to throw here. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really saw? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. And now out comes Houston. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
They'll look to throw.
Oh, see,
And his
every
throw is gonna
time.
be incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has.
Bro, he had him. He just keeps overthrowing it.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
Thank God.
The completion to Hopkins. 11 yards yards on the pickup, and that'll be good for a Houston first. Both sides were holding their breath there on that fourth down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. Back to throw now on first down. Caught left side, Hopkins. And he'll take it in for a Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Texans draw a bit closer. And the lead is down to a field goal now.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They'll run it now out of the gun. And
Oh, thank you, David Emerson.
Get it up to about the 31. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. And in this situation with the lead, 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7,
Can't get any
8,
sacks,
9,
man.
whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And they'll run it here.
Thank you, Clowney.
He'll get back to the line of
Thank you.
and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Well, he was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
They'll run it now out of the gun.
JJ Watt, thank you, sir.
Copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding, keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up in the
Thank
line
God.
of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Call it a pickup of 7, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. That'll go in the books as just a 16-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure?
Let's go.
Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in.
Oh,
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turn.
I didn't see anyone open there. Well, I mean, I could have thrown it to Lamar there.
Over there as his guys will get the football back. The Titans offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a simple...
It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did. How many times when we see an incomplete pass, we just look at the receiver and say, should have caught that one. That was a drop, and we just put it on the offense. How about a little credit for the defense there? They just forced an incompletion.
Yeah, especially after starting in a tough spot defensively, but a good start there on first down.
That give him a little extra confidence there.
And he's in.
Let's go.
Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Texans have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Brandon, that's climbing the hill. And not only climbing it, but finally getting to the top and over. What a comeback.
What a comeback indeed. I mean, Charles, that was a 3-score deficit at one point that they were facing.
And let's face it, many times teams in that situation, they pretty much pack it in for the game.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And they had the fumble last time.
Nerve-wracking, dude.
Touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Fresh set of downs here. Now a play fake here on first down.
Yeah. Where? Right now?
Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Okay.
Offense looking to avoid a third and long. It's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Mariota on 2nd and 10. And a quick throw here. That's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Mariota from the gun on third down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Still first down.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
And you know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after
Bruce
the
Sternum,
catch to help
great.
you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Yeah, everyone dialed in. Play clock winding down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He finds Hopkins complete. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Defense heading back out now, ready to get.
I'm gonna go play this, I guess.
First down, Mariota. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Second and very short here, less than a yard. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw, Mariota. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. And quickly, they get to the line. A first down throw for Mariota. And he's got his man on the out route. A gain of 6 there on first. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. They'll throw again. Mariota. He's got time in the pocket. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout.
Let's go, merciless. 11 sacks.
First, they've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now Mariota. And this is going to be incomplete.
And I think the end result, knocking the ball away, was a product of understanding where they were on the field, understanding how many yards they needed to pick up the first down, and tightening their coverage accordingly. Gave them no gaps, no spaces, no real air in which to catch the football, and end up making a really nice play.
That'll be a gain of 16, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. And they're going to speed things up here. Mariota to throw it. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and short. Mariota again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Give him 6 on the play there, and it'll give the Titans a first down. Mariota now to throw on first down. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. incomplete. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. On 3rd and 1, here's Mariota. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. They find some open field here. And he'll take this across midfield and inside
Deontay Norman.
45.
I think that's pick number 5.
Well, he picked it in the end zone. They're glad he brought it out all the way across midfield into enemy territory.
And don't think for a second that some teammates didn't tell him to stay in the end zone, right? What he did there, to me, was the equivalent of baseball running through the third base coach's signal to stop at third and
It's
going
only
for
good
home.
if you're safe.
And he ended up, to me, this counts as safe. That's
Charles in this.
Did I drop my mom off at the mechanic? So like, comment, subscribe, those good things. Because I'm going to catch everyone in the next one. Peace.